What's going on today, guys? Hey, so it's been a nuts day for the mail for me. I have a ton of videos to make now, and so you're going to see a few videos this weekend, today included. I normally don't do a Friday video, but I just got the RetroFighters Striker controller in the mail for Dreamcast, and we are going to unbox it and check it out. Let's get going. Before I unbox this thing, I wanna just say that I actually backed this on Kickstarter. So this is the Kickstarter version. I don't know if it's different or not. But that being said, you can actually pick this controller up on Castlemania Games. And the cool thing is Ryan over at Castlemania Games has hooked me up with a promo code, so you can actually get 10% off anything if you use promo code like Pippin, Pippin. I'll probably put it here somewhere. Also, I have a link in the description below. Just so you guys can save a little bit of cash, because I get the feeling this thing's gonna be awesome. But without further ado, let's unbox it. I have a couple games to try out with it of different genres to see how it plays, and let's go ahead and unbox it. So first thing you notice, this box is pretty big and like nice. It's one of those kind of hard chipboard boxes. Retro Fighters talks about all the details about it, and let's go ahead and open it up and see what is inside. So slow. There we go. So first thing, got an FAQ, some fun stickers. That's cool. Looks like a little booklet of all sorts of things. I really like whoever Retro Fighters, if anyone from you guys ends up watching this, whoever your graphic designer is, I really like this. This is like the right amount of like 90s, early 2000s for me. A cool little keychain. That's fun. And let's get into the controller itself. It has really decent weight to it. The stick feels nice. The triggers, these buttons are real clicky. That's nice. Turbo. Has 2 VMU slots, so that's interesting. We're definitely going to check that out. And the cable feels pretty legit. D-pad doesn't feel too bad. This stick is nice. It's actually raised more than a regular Dreamcast stick, so that's interesting. The triggers have a bit of a weird feel to me, only because the triggers on the original Dreamcast controllers were really deep, and these are, it's obviously made to be more like a more modern controller, so they're not as deep, and like, I feel, I kind of feel like it's supposed to be deeper just because of what I'm used to. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's just like kind of throwing me for a loop. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to check out a few games for this. Let's get into that. But I wanted to have some different genres, so we're going to have an arcadey kind of game, Cannon Spike. We're going to have, obviously, a fighting game, because that's like the whole point. I wanted to try something different, so we're going to try Gundam Side Story 79. I had a big complaint about this game with the original controllers, so we'll see if this controller makes it a little better. I kind of have my doubts, because my complaint is in the controls. You have to use both sticks to look around, and them being on the same side, it doesn't work well with this game, but we'll find out. And then Sonic Adventure, because I want to see how tight the platforming can be with this thing. So without further ado, let's jump into some gameplay. Okay, so let's go ahead and give this a shot with Sonic first. I just picked the first stage. We'll just kind of give it a shot, see how it feels. So I have not played with this controller much at all yet. Feels pretty good. It kind of, like, if you ever played this game on Xbox, maybe, it kind of reminds me of that feel, which is, I think, what this controller is obviously trying to emulate. But so far, it actually plays really great. One thing you're always going to have to get used to, though, is I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but I think in the Xbox version, they might have changed it to where you could use the second joystick for your camera, and if not, then it's just my mind is so used to that. Like, I keep wanting to do this with my thumb to move the camera around, and I have to forget that it is the triggers in this game that do that. But, for a platformer, so far, it feels really well. It doesn't, I don't feel any kind of jankiness with it, which is nice. Let's see. We're about to get to that speed up section where you have to race the whale. Let's see if it feels weird there. If it keeps feeling like it is, though, I think it's gonna be pretty good. Also, I mean, I love, you know, with any, you know, third-party controller, you know, they try to cut costs, obviously, and you know, if there's something extra they can do, they likely won't. The fact they included the VMU support, I mean, you can actually see, sorry, because I did that, I missed that jump. You can actually see the VMU on right now. I mean, it totally 100% works, and that is like awesome to me. I'm really glad they kind of took that extra step and did that. I mean, they really didn't have to. My only want in the future, to be honest, and I think they did this with their 64 controllers, is more colors. Because I have so many colors for my Dreamcast controllers, I would not be opposed to, you know, having a red one of these. The red one and the smoke one are the two I always play with. You know, so I just missed that part of the cave up there. There's a path up there that does kind of require some you know, more nuanced controls. I can't claim to see if that was me not being good or this joystick. So far it seems to do exactly what I want it to. I'm gonna chalk that one up to me just haven't played this game on a Dreamcast in a long time. So don't let that represent the quality here, because you see it just like that. It's I think it's just me kind of sucking right now. So I'm sorry about that. It does feel really good for platformers. I'm actually going to switch out games though real quick, just because you know, you kind of get the gist of it for this. So 3D platformer so far gets my approval. So this is actually going to be short for me, and it did exactly like I thought. So the only hang up I've always had with this game, and it's only this game, and it's the same problem on the Sega Saturn versions, is you walk around and turn with the D-pad, and you look around with this. So like, to do both, you kind of have to do this, and that doesn't work at all. I don't really know what I was expecting, if this would fix that problem. It doesn't. The problem isn't the controller Dreamcast style. The problem is this needs to be over here, or there needs to be a second joystick, which is something that I knew when I got this controller. I just thought I'd give it a shot, see if anything, you know, I don't know, maybe something changed. I really don't know what I was thinking, but, you know, hey, that being said, if you can get over the weird controls, this game is actually awesome, so you should definitely check it out. But let's get on to other better things to test. So this game is Cannon Spike. If you don't know what Cannon Spike is, it's basically like kind of a top-down, arcadey, shootery kind of game. So a game that you're going to be using a joystick a lot with. And I'll tell you what. Oop, there we go. I haven't played this game in a while. This plays really well with this. This is actually one of the games I really wanted to try with it, only because you know, you're moving around a lot of strafing, and it feels real clean. So I guess you could probably chalk the arcade feeling games up to working really well with this controller, because it seems to. Man, I have not played this game in a long time. I haven't played my Dreamcast in a long time. Oh, bye-bye, lady. Oh, there we go. Big Wheel Dragon. So yeah, you can really see how just comfortably the strafing is with this thing. Ooh, and my super special. Alright, bye-bye. Nice. Yeah, man, for arcadey games, this thing is slick. Like I said, the joystick's raised a little bit more, and it has the indention, while the other, you know, the Dreamcast one doesn't quite have that. So, yeah, it's fantastic for this purpose. I love this. I want to keep playing, but I don't want to waste your time either. So let's check out what we really care about, and this thing is the RetroFighters. So let's check it out with a Retro Fighter. So if you were like me and you grew up in the or you were born in the late 80s, early 90s, this song is forever burned into your head. That is a fact. Let's just go ahead and pick some good old boys here. So I'm going to also preface this with, I'm not like the king of fighting games. So I'm going to use the joystick a little bit. I'm going to use the D-pad a little bit and see how they both feel, because this is going to be the true test. So we got our boy Ryu. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. So, alright. Sorry I was quiet for a little bit. The joystick is perfect. Absolutely perfect. If you play... Oh, gosh. If you play with a joystick, absolutely feels exactly right. That is... I'm getting my butt whooped. So let's, I'm going to switch over to the D-pad now. See how... Ooh. It's actually not a bad D-pad. God, I just wish I wasn't so bad. I'm so busy just kind of testing the buttons, I'm not actually playing the game. Plus, I forgot how to do the specials in this game. There we go, that's how... Yeah, eat the laser beam. I have so many special bars now, it's stupid. Okay. Thank you, Captain America, for being the best. I'm not gonna lie. I think I almost like the D-pad. They both feel good. The D-pad, like I just said, plays very well. And the joystick's no slouch either. Yeah, for fighting games, yeah, you can tell that RetroFighters, it was named for a very good reason. Cause it dead on. This controller is awesome. You know what? It actually gets me thinking. I wonder if people maybe get to, used to this controller and get to liking it. If they would use, well, no, they'd use a fight stick in a tournament. That's a stupid thing to say. But either way, this is a nice controller. If there's any like controller tournament fighters, they might make the jump to this. So I'll give a little wrap up on this controller, and spoiler alert, I really like it. Look, I'm gonna be the first guy to tell you, I have been burned on Kickstarter before. Unmet promises. I'm still waiting on a game that I backed like literally 7 years ago. But when I saw RetroFighters was making this, I decided to back it just because I'm a huge Dreamcast fan, and I really, they've already come out with products before, so it's like I knew that they could do it. It wasn't like that they can't do it, or it's all proof of concept. I knew it could happen. I was pleasantly surprised because it came out even better than I thought. I don't have one of the RetroFighters 64 controllers, but I've had friends who had them. They said they liked them okay, but they weren't, they're so used to, 64 is an iconic controller, and I thought I was going to have the same feelings about the Dreamcast controller. It's so iconic. How am I going to like this controller when it's the more modern shape? And one thing that I really do think mentally kind of helped for me was a lot of these Dreamcast games now are playable on modern consoles with controllers like this. So like, I've already played Sonic Adventure on my Xbox 360 on GameCube. I've already played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on my Xbox One. So like it kind of it's a natural fit, and if you like me, if you like playing on your actual Dreamcast, on your actual hardware, this controller is awesome. It's really good. I wish somehow it could have done something for Gundam, but like honestly, without adding another joystick, which why would you add a joystick to a controller for literally one game? So I get it. That's just a personal thing. But man, this thing's great. Like I said, the Kickstarter is obviously over, but you can buy these on Castlemania Games. Once again, I'm going to put a link below because you will get a discount if you use that link. And if you don't use that, you can use promo code Pippin. You get 10% off. I mean, if nothing else, it'll save you a good chunk of the shipping or whatever. But, if you're into Dreamcast, I think you definitely need to pick one of these up, especially if you play it regularly. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Hey, if you guys like these unboxings and reviews and stuff, please stay tuned. I do them all the time. I'm always unboxing something, I swear to God. And, you know, that being said, please subscribe, too. It's actually funny. The analytics show how many people watch videos and stuff and how many are subscribed and how many aren't. And I'm actually getting a lot of people, you know, subscribers are obviously watching, but I have a lot of people watching, you know, just, if you're watching anyway, just click the button. Why not? If not, that's cool, too. Just thank you for enjoying my content either way. Leave some comments below how you feel about this controller, maybe if you picked one up. And hey, as always, take it easy.